Hi. We're cruising now on an altitude of, I don't know what they say, but you know, we're cruising now, guys. Are you feeling more empowered as you're going through every week? Are you seeing a bit of a change or a difference as you apply all the home plays that I've asked you to apply? Because if you don't apply them, you're just stacking up knowledge and you're using them for what? It's just taking free space in your head and you're not using it. Why are you not using it? Use it. Do them. Don't stop doing them. Stack them up. Keep building. You may not see progress right now, but 6 months down the line, you will look back and say, what? This thing, if it was me that they said this thing to 6 months ago, see what I would have done. But look at me now. Yes. That's my own story. So I promise you, it will be your own story as well. I remember the day that I did a conference course with Lisa Nichols, and I sent a question about self-sabotage, and she called me up and she asked me the question. And she said to me, Adiola, if I ask, would you do everything that I ask you to do? I said 100%. And she said to me, if you do everything that I ask you to do, 1 year from now, you will not recognize yourself. And that was exactly what happened. Because I did everything she asked me to do and then some. If she meets me now, she will be blown away by the person that I've become. And she will meet me. And we'll sit down and have a conversation, and I'll remind her of my conversation with her when we had that conference. And I will show her where I am now. And she will, in fact, she probably will ask me to come on board, to come and work with her to help her. Work with her to help others as well. And I put it out there in the universe, and that's what's going to happen. I'll give her support and give all the other phenomenal women support on her group. Yes, I said it, and it's going to happen. She's going to call me. And one of these days, very soon, I'll be on her courses, and I'll be telling you how my life changed. So do them, please. And I promise you, your life will not remain the same. Today, we're talking about communication. Communication with ourselves and with others. Because the way we speak to ourselves is the way we speak to other people. So if you're hard and harsh and critical on yourself, you'll be hard and harsh and critical on other people. But if you're softer with yourself, and you are nice with yourself, and you're at ease with yourself, it will translate to how you treat other people. And I know that women are very responsible for managing the home, you know, and they call it home front, you know, and building a house and all the relationships in her life. Aside family, there's now friends, there's work, there's all those things. So it can get a bit cumbersome. And some people say, oh, you know, things have to be perfect. Oh, you know, they have OCD and all those things. I believe that is because you don't have peace within you. And that's why you want to control everything around you. But you cannot control everything around you. So how you speak to yourself really matters. How you communicate with yourself. What do you say to yourself? When you make mistakes, what do you say to yourself? When things are not going the way you want to go, you want it to go, what do you say to yourself? So one of the things that I think that, you know, you need to do is practice confrontation. I talked about it before. Practice confrontation. And in this module, I'll probably put the confrontation diagram so that it will help you and you can write your letters. Because what I used to do was write confrontation letters to anybody. So write a confrontation letter. Start with creating a safe space. So when you sit down with people to speak to them, you say to them, I want us to create a safe space. And in this safe space, there is no judgment. There's no criticism. There's no repercussions. What you say here ends here. And there's only unconditional love. If you're going to repeat what we said here, it will be because you are using it to empower me or elevate me, not to bring me down. Do you agree? you hear them say, and wait for them to answer. Because then it makes it easy for everybody to now speak their mind. Then you write 2 things you love about them, 2 things you admire about them, and then 2 things you respect about them, if it's a man. Then write down how your action, what you make their action mean. What do you make their action mean? Because once again, nothing means anything except the meaning you give to it. So what do you make their action mean? You write it down as well. And then you ask for the support, how they can support you to achieving that goal. For me, like I said, one of the things that my husband will say is, women are meant to submit to their husbands. And I will say to him that when I hear submit, the word that comes into my mind is servant. Submit, subject, all same thing. What I hear is servant. And so he's lost me immediately. I had to communicate that to him. I had to tell him that. You know, how I have been bullied. So I was so bullied as a child. So now I grow. Now once you raise your voice and you come attacking me, and it doesn't matter your size or your sex or your height, I will face you squarely. That's how I grew up. I had to communicate to him. I first of all needed to find out why I used to show up that way, and why I felt so much of a warrior. And then I had to communicate that to him and ask him for his support to help me. Now, a lot of times we're not crystal clear with the things that we need. We're not crystal clear. We need to be, so that we can share it with people and let them know. Like I said, the user's manual. I hope you have written out your user's manual and you've started to share it with people around you that you care about. You can have your children write it as well if you have children. You can have your husband write it out as well if you have a husband who will jump on this journey with you. I didn't. My husband didn't jump on my personal development progress or therapy or any of those things, but I went there regardless. Because I wasn't doing them for him, I was doing it for me. I remember the day I said we needed therapy, he said there was nothing wrong with him. So I said, well, there's something wrong with me, so I'm going to go and find help. And I found it, and here I am. And we're still together. The way I see him now is so different from the way the story that I used to tell about him then. So that's what it is, okay? Practice confrontation. Share your thoughts, share your heart. Openly. Listen deeply to what other people are saying. Define your role. And then share that role. Okay, as a wife, this is who I think a wife is. Or this is who I think a woman is. Or this is who I think, a boss is. So now I wear all these hats. So when I'm at work, I tell them at home, sorry, you're going to give me 2 hours. Anything you want, ask me when I'm there so I can do it for you. I'm not everything to everybody and nothing to myself. So I tell everybody, this is my role here, this is my role here. I know the roles. So when I'm with my children, I'm a mother. When I'm with my husband, I'm a wife. When I'm at work, I'm a staff colleague and boss. When I'm here, I'm a teacher and a coach. When I'm with my other clients, I'm a hypnotherapist or a therapist. I wear those hats so well, effortlessly well. So I define them and I play. I'm not every scattered all up. Nah. I focus on it, laser focus, because you can't do 2 things and give it 100% each. One will either take 30 whilst the other one takes 70. So you focus, define it, insist on open and honest communication with your spouse, with your colleagues. Be open to allow people tell you what they think about you. And don't be so defensive. Because what if there's something you can pick from there that you can work on and become better at? So as you want to give open conversation, you must also receive open communication as well. Let people say, oh, mom, ask your children. We used to have it in my house on Sundays. Open Sundays. Anything you want to say, say. And what happens here stays here. You're not going to, there's no repercussion. Nobody's going to knock you after or beat you or punish you or take something away from you just because you spoke your truth. And so you hear everybody saying, oh, this is what I think. This is what I think. Okay, why do you think so? Okay, do you need any support in any way? Yes, this is support that I need. Great, we'll help you with the support. So it's like open bazaar day where everybody is able to speak. If you're even in a blended home, it's so necessary. If you're a single mom, so necessary. Allow your children speak. Don't only just be the one speaking at them. Allow them speak too. Listen to them. Receive from them. Yes? Be sensitive. Be flexible. Be adaptable. Every season in your life needs a new flexibility, needs a new set of tools, needs a new set of agreements. When the children are there, it's different from when the children leave. Before the children even come, it's a different time. When the children start coming, it's a different time. For you to now start saying, you are not the same like you were yesterday. Are you still in yesterday? Of course you're not going to be the same. You're going to be different now. Because the only constant thing in life is change. And change you must. So when I'm sitting down with couples and they're saying, oh, stuff like, if he doesn't do this, you say these are my rules. What about change? You have forgotten. I know I used to have them, or I have a list of things that you must check. But one day my husband and I sat down after some years of displeasure between both of us. I looked at him, he said, what are your rules and the things that you will not accept? I said, I don't have any. He said, why? I said, I don't have any. He said, because the ones that I had, they've all happened now, and I'm still here. So I don't have any. If you have, you can share with me, but I can promise you, you will not abide by them. So I don't have any. I'm not looking for a way out of this relationship. I'm looking for only, this relationship is all I have. So I'm not looking for a way out. We're not trading here. Now it's time for me to love you. I didn't love you before I traded you. As you give me this, I give you that. That's trade, and that's what most of us do in our relationships. But now I'm ready to love you because I now love me, so I can love you. So I don't have any risk. I don't have any deal breakers. I don't have any. I don't have any rules. I don't have any. I'm open at all the time. I'm open every time to see you for who you are and be able to ask you, why did you do what you did? What is this new? Who is this new you? And I believe that we should do it every 3 months because we will change consistently. I will change you. You will change me. Life will change us. The children will change. We will change. The things that we listen to will change. We will always be under some influence. So why then put a block and say, these are my deal breakers. If you do this, I'm out. Why? But I mean, hey, I'm not stopping you from having deal breakers. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have deal breakers. I'm just saying be flexible towards change because change is constant. Be adaptable and be sensitive. Express yourself. Contemplate your own needs. Look at your own needs. Express yourself. What are your needs? What are your wants? What are your feelings? Share them. Don't say, if I say it now, they will say I am. Because we also do that. If I tell him now, he will say my own is too much or my wahala is too much or I'm always I'm always nagging. For those who are not Nigerian and don't understand wahala. I'm always nagging. What if you can actually say, and once again, as long as I'm not attacking you and I'm only sharing how I feel, then why won't you listen? Avoid contentious statements or language that will escalate a conversation. You know, when you start off, you always do this. You never. Because if you actually break it down, is it that they never? They sometimes do it. But we categorize it and just say, you don't. You never listen to me. But you guys spoke for 4 hours the day before. What happened to that? You are never there for me. But you called him and he dropped everything he was doing and he came running. What about that? So once we don't come into a place where we're blaming you for how I feel, because nobody really wants to be blamed for how their lovers feel. They don't want to be the cause of your pain. So all they're thinking of is how can they remove themselves from this? How can they wash themselves clean? Because I refuse to be the cause of your pain. So express yourself. Express yourself to yourself. When you're writing that confrontation letter, read it a couple of times. In fact, what I used to do is I'll read it, I'll record it and listen to it to be sure that there is no form of blame in the letter. Then I give my husband the letter to read. Then we can discuss it after. But I've written it devoid of any blame or anything. And if you understand also that we receive things differently. So I'm a visual person. My husband is a tonal person. And I'll break it down quickly. As a visual person, I see everything, your faults, and I want to help you because I can see the picture. But my husband hears, even the things that I didn't say, my husband hears them. So have you heard he said, he said, she heard? So I say certain things and then he concludes something. I'm like, when did I say that? I never said that. This is what I said. And maybe one day, another time, I'll break down the way we receive things. There's the kinesthetic, there's the digital, there's tonal and visual, the 4 types of ways that we receive and we receive information and we hear and we feel. Yes? So I'm looking for how to help my husband immediately. Okay, if you do it like this, he's hearing that I'm blaming him for not doing what. So when I started to learn these things, I'm like, oh, no wonder. No wonder. He's hearing something entirely different. But I need to still have that conversation with him. I still need to communicate effectively with him for him to understand what I'm saying. So I need to now start finding ways to say it so that he doesn't. I'm not blaming you, babe. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that, look at it this way. What if you did it this way? Could it be better? Or I keep quiet and just say, well, may God give you the knowledge that you need to go through with it. Because I already know how he will receive what I'm going to say. So let's communicate in a different way. Let's communicate better with ourselves. Speak to ourselves nicer. So we'll speak to other people nicer. Do that confrontation. With anybody, with your children. You can do it with anybody, with your boss, with your staff. What I love about you is how you come to work every day early. I really admire that you do that. However, I need your support in something. Or when you come to work, when you're not there when I need you, I make it mean that you don't care about the role, even if that's not really what it is. So I need your support in something. When you're not going to come to work early, I need you to let me know. Is that a yes? Can you do that for me? See how simple that was? So keep stacking them up, keep stacking them up, keep stacking them up. I want you to write today a confrontation letter to somebody who is close to you that you've held something in your heart about and you have not been able to express yourself, whether it's your boss, your mom, your dad, your kids, your husband, your friend. I want you to write a confrontation letter. Don't forget, what I love about you is you always start with that. But when this happens, I make it mean. And I need your support in something. Okay? That's what I'm going to ask us to do. Yes? Yes, yes? So add all the other things. Keep stacking them up. We're on a beautiful journey to your empowerment. And I look forward to seeing that empowered you. My name is Adiola Kingsley James. Have a wonderful day.